Good morning. It's about 20 after 8 on Saturday, and the 7th, I think. And what you're looking at now is the front of the house, which I don't know if you can see, but the first trumpet vine flowers are appearing right in front of me up in that tree. And they spread all over the other side of the house. These forsythia bushes here were planted by my father and me in the late 80s. And they have gone completely nuts. James keeps them well clipped back. This maple tree, which is enormous, was also planted by my father back in the late 80s. It's 30 years old, and it's nice to see a tree growing that fast. Here, what you're looking at is 2 peony bushes, the well ahead, my brother's and sister's front door. And then this is the beginning of the flower gardens, which I've been working on since I got here. Right here are 2 hydrangea bushes that I planted a year ago that made it through the winter, and a bleeding heart ditto. Behind it is a butterfly bush, which did not. These are the daylilies, which have been here for a long time and are obviously pretty thriving. And behind them, more peonies in the outside spigot. This is hollyhocks, and more daylilies and more peonies, more daylilies, a hydrangea which was here for a while, daylilies, and then this perennial bed here, which I have been working on now for a year, doing pretty well. This rose bush was here. These bachelor's buttons were not. These bee balms I planted down there on the ground are self-seeded cleomes, which are coming right along from last year's. Hostas, obviously, columbines, which I planted, did really well. Down there, some other stuff I planted, which I don't know what it is, and glads, more glads. Here are pinks, which are gone by, and lupins, ditto. Behind them are morning glories coming up, the new Harper Moulton Memorial Rose Bush, planted on my mother's ashes, which has already had its first bloom, but is seems to be doing pretty well. Here are dahlias, obviously, one of which came back from last year without my having dug it, which is nice. And cleomes, which I bought, and then more self-seeded cleomes. This is the backyard. Over there is the barn, the storage barn, and a hollyhock, which is survived despite the woodchucks, which is coming back, plus mint, which is quite nice. And now we're going into the backyard. This is my entrance to my house, which goes from this corner of the house back. So this bow window is my living room. Up, 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 come here, you dogs. Inside, good boys. And this is my entrance ramp with my outside plants. This is the beginning of my backyard. So here is the guest seating, my seating, the bird feeder, which is really well attended, my attempt to have a sunflower garden underneath, which is hampered by my dog's proclivity for peeing on the sunflowers. But here's my backyard with my outdoor plants and the ladies, all of whom have received their breakfast at about 5:30 and are in the business of, I don't know, being hens. Hi, ladies. No, I don't have anything for you at the moment. So this is the outdoor park over here that James has made over the course of years. He's cleared it all out. And all along here, in all of these trees and along this stone wall, are trumpet vines, which are coming along later. It's wonderful because I had a trumpet vine in Plainfield, which I loved a lot, and was bummed that I wouldn't have it anymore, and here I have it in spades. So this is the backyard. The dogs do pretty well out here. And this dog leg back here is the vegetable garden, which is basically a summer garden, but I'm happy with it. This is the second year. This covered by bird netting on top to keep the deer from leaping in and the woodchucks from climbing in. And so what you're looking at is broccoli all along here, and behind that cucumbers, and here we have squash, and here we have bolting lettuce, which is fed to the chickens every morning, and I'll plant something else there. Peas, which are coming, I'm eating them. Peppers, beans, lettuce, sunflowers, basil, flag iris, which I brought from the farm, arugula, and nasturtiums. And then these are the tomatoes, staked on the remains of last year's destroyed greenhouse, and the eggplant, onions, potatoes, and then of course all the recent mulching from the grass clipping, which is doing really well, because I haven't, even though it's been stifling hot, I haven't had to water at all or even weed. So this is the hacienda. It's comfortable here. I like it a lot. And please let me know if you get this. James is going to mail it out, and we'll see if it reaches you. Love you all. Bye.